What is going on, folks? Oshinoko episode 6. That episode hit really close to home, guys. So, in that episode, we saw, I believe her name is Akane. I'm only going to say it one time in case I keep screwing up. But we saw a girl who was very diligent in her work. And I know it's based on a real true story, by the way, particularly the way those comments were interacting with her. Anyway, she was very diligent in her work, trying her best. And when she was put in the live dating show scenario, right? I think that is, unless I'm wrong about it, right? That is where we saw the true spiral down in her character. Like she already wasn't making it, so to speak. Like she wasn't making it big, and people were talking about her. But this is when her life literally exploded. And there's some parallels I have to this episode, and I'm gonna keep talking about her and talk about how I relate to it. So in her scenario, the live dating show is not her true element. She did that to bring attention to her other works, which was acting. Okay? But just acting alone wasn't getting her where she needed to be. Just like we saw those models that were acting to bring attention to their modeling. So, like in my case, I like to talk about success, time management, a wide variety of topics. Like, forget about it. I'm just going to summarize it. There's a lot of things I like doing or am good at. I have story ideas I'm working on, et cetera, et cetera. But doing any one of those, you got to require on luck or who you know. So I do reactions to bring light to myself, the product, to do other things that I would like to do, just like she is doing. Blind reactions. So I am reacting to content for the first time, right? So it's raw, unscripted. So I might say something about your favorite character, not realizing that they're gonna have some epic turnaround. I never read the manga. So I'm like, this dude just keeps crying all the time. When is he gonna do something gangster, right? Oh, wait. It's like, I'm blind. I don't know. This is not my element. This dating show is not my element. Yo, come talk to me on real estate. I got you. Top 15% of my company, right? Top 15% of my company and nationally, on a national level, come through on a YouTube reaction, right? Blind. And this guy's a freaking idiot. He's this, he's this, he's that. And it's like, yo, this is wild, man. I'm great at everything else that I do, so to speak. I touch this, and this is what I got to deal with. Of course, I'm not that good at it. I'm not a fast reader, and it's just the way I process information I learn by doing. So I'm not a fast reader, and I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting and staring. That is never my field. That is my weakest element to learn. I have to do. Be out in the field. A mentor says do X, Y, and Z. Then before you know, it's like, oh, if I just do this, this, and this, then I get this. She's like, oh, snap, I never even thought about it. It's like, yeah, I will surpass my mentor quickly when I'm in a hands-on learning experience. That's where I excel at. So anyways, you see this girl really, really trying. And, ultimately, she tried to be something she wasn't. That's where the cracking happened. She tried to be something that she wasn't, and it blew up in her face. Another thing I relate to. And what she was about to do was potentially become the villain, right? Not as dark, but, she was trying to take someone's man who she saw was her man. She was going to really try to get in there. But, to become the villain, you got to really live it. Right? We didn't get that far in the story, but to become a villain, you got to really live it. And that is draining, especially if that's not in your character. Because you got to deal with people saying they hate you, commenting that they hate you, and you have to relish in it. And we saw she's not built for that. I tried that too. And that did not really work out well for me. What it was is when people say things to me, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take it. I'm just going to be a bad guy. I'm just going to clap back at anybody. And that was not good for me, not good for my mental health. I haven't said this story, but my daughter is generally in the house a lot of times so she could hear my remarks. And I'll tell you a quick story. One of my neighbors on Halloween, right, was cursing at somebody, right? And he threatened to use his gun. That's what happened. So we left. My daughter blamed me for the neighbor cursing Because she said the neighbor watches my videos and hears how I speak, and that's why they're acting like that. My daughter's a saint, by the way. I don't know who's raising her because she's better than me on every level as a human being. So I lowered my cursing as much as possible, especially when she's in the house, right? And obviously, there's certain things I can't do because she watches me, or she'll hear it. She's gonna watch these videos one day, right? So I'm not gonna be or exercise my dark thoughts on the internet or in the comment section. My dark thoughts is nothing really extreme. It's just saying things that you cannot take back, or being somebody that you can never take back. I unfortunately have to deal with a wide history, but at least from this point going forward, I will be someone that my daughter is going to be proud of. So, at least she will see this. My daddy was this person, but I changed him. Anyways, so we saw that side of her, okay? Try to be something that she wasn't, blew up in her face, and then she's getting all these toxic comments. Toxic comments. Now, my comments are not as bad as hers, even though I relate to hers. The problem is, she could not put her comments down. It's the same thing I can't do easily. And then people will say, just stop reading the comments. You're virtually addicted to it. You're virtually addicted to reading the comments, especially, I think they call it ego surfing, right? When you're a public person, a public figure, right? You're not a brand, you're not Apple, right? You are the product. You want to know what people think about you. A lot of people that I'm going to assume a lot of people who watch reactions, right, don't have the personality type to understand that level of ego. Especially when I did some surveys talking to people, I'm not going to just generalize everyone who watches reactions. I'm not going to do that, right? But I would imagine if you had the personality type that I have, right, you would also be producing content in some fashion. But you don't want to put yourself in the spotlight. You probably have an anxiety thing. Don't want too much attention. There's a wide variety of things. That's why I don't want to generalize. But no matter how you cut and dice it, you're not a person that wants to put yourself out there and be the product of a whole bunch of criticism in any capacity. In any capacity. So it might be easier for you to say, yeah, just put down your comments. I have a massive ego. I say I'm dumb all the time. I don't mean that. I just said it so that y'all would stop calling me dumb. So I took the first shots and I just made it fun. Like, yeah, I'm dumbing than y'all. But I even that would irritate me sometimes. I would say I'm dumb and then people would confirm, like, yeah, I don't really think I'm dumb. I did that. I did say that for a while and I should not have, but that's just what I did. Anyways, so if you have an ego, right, you want to hear what people think about you, especially when you're doing stuff in the public space. I don't view this girl as egocentric like that, but she really cared about her craft and her image. And when you read a good comment, guys, it's like dopamine, right? And even getting angry, there's some type of anxiety that you get, and you just stay curious. You really can't help it. I have an addictive personality. That's why if I try a new food for the first time, oh my gosh, I can't put it down. I have to rack up the whole budget for like a whole month. I told you guys I got over hardcore liquor addiction in October of 2022. That don't mean I won't dabble in beer or wine or something like that, right? I will, but nothing hard anymore. Unless my wife has a special occasion, she regulates it. My wife has the tequila in her stash. I don't touch it without her. So people say just do it cold turkey. No, I'm realistic. I never wanted to stop. I just didn't want to abuse it at the level I was doing, where I'm just angry and volatile and not able to manage my emotions at the level I was doing and just destroying my liver, right? I should not wake up and the first thing I would do is have a drink. That's what I was doing. First thing I would do, get up, have a drink. Now, most scenarios, I won't touch my wine or my beer until like 7. And now I even do that less because I started getting the results I want in the gym. Started getting my results, right? Yeah. So I was like, I gotta cut the calories from this stuff. So now it's naturally working its way. I'm getting to where I want to go. So she could not put the comments down. I relate to that, right? She's looking for somebody to say something nice about her and confirm that something she is doing is successful. That's essentially what she's looking for in the comments. She's needing that validation. which again is something I relate to. I already explained to you why we got into this reaction business, right? So I'm looking to hear you guys mention my haircut. I'm looking at seeing stars comment. Oh, I love you guys. Oh my gosh, this part was so funny. I've been waiting all day for this reaction. Haha, you guys are such a treat. I always love watching your videos. Like, yo, go to my K-drama comment section, especially if you're a Patreon. Go to the K-drama comment section. All of them is nothing but love. They'll talk about the show, but it's so much different. That's really what I'm trying to listen to. Because look, man, I'm just going to be completely objective. We do blind reactions. I have never read the Tokyo Revenger manga. Am I into series now? Bleach? Do I have investments now? Absolutely. Absolutely, I have my investments. But a lot of shows, people say, oh, you gotta watch this. This is gonna be dope. So we do it. There's not a personal investment in there. So when I'm reading the comments, I'm really not reading the comments to hear a five paragraph essay on a particular plot point in the story. What I'm generally looking for is, did you guys think we're funny? What jokes did you guys like? What did you guys think of our discussion? Most people don't listen to the discussion. That's all I'm trying to read, right? The only times I'm really looking for comments about the characters is when it's something to do with like their decision making, something very opinionated. That's why if you look at this channel, your boy Rock Lee's show, I tend to make content on Oshinoko or Vinland Saga. I have a couple of Vinland Saga. A lot of the stuff I do are opinionated. I don't really care about hardcore facts and details. I don't have the memory for it, right? I like to argue about nuance. Who's right, who's wrong. That's pretty much what I like to do. That being said, that breeds an environment, right? Or I find myself arguing with people and stuff like that because my very nature, my attracts that. And the reality is, like, for someone like me, if I was dealing with you guys in real life, not doing reactions, I would be a hardcore debater, right? So it wouldn't even be my feelings getting hurt. It'd be other people's feelings getting hurt, if anything. My feelings don't get hurt in real life like that when people are interacting with me, just the way my personality is, whatever. But online, people are just braver online. I don't know what it is. So my power level kind of goes down. I'm dealing with somebody online. So people can talk a certain way to me, and I'm not used to it. Because I'm like, in real life, this doesn't happen. They won't even get away with it. I'm 236 pounds, and I'm 6 foot. You know what I mean? Like, you just wouldn't even talk to me like that. It's so different. I just have to get used to the fact that people get brave online. And that's just the reality of things. So that's why it was hard for me. I'm like, who the frick talks like this? You talking like this to me? No one talks like this. Not that I'm a thug. I never advocate being a thug or a gangster. I'm not that kind of person. But in the general population, again, right? People are not going to talk to me a certain type of way. And even aside from fear and intimidation, people just don't talk to you like that. They just do that online, you know? And then when they criticize you, people say you have to take the other person's criticism. That's my little beef. When someone criticizes you online, right, and you respond back, the criticism says you have to learn to take criticism. And I'm like, well, you should take criticism about your criticism. Why is it just me? Which is how things work. So it's very relatable, very relatable. Unfortunately, hers, because this is based on a real life story, she didn't make it. Okay? Me, I was never, I'm sorry, there's a bird chirping. I was never in a physical detrimental state, just only mental, like really stressing about what people have to say. It's gone down. It's gone down because, I learned to keep certain remarks to myself. You guys will say, oh man, just say you're holding back the reaction. But no, I don't want to deal with what she was dealing with. That's why I don't say certain things. That's why I do a lot of things on this particular channel and not on the main channel. I won't say it during the reaction. I'll go hard here because of the audience I'm fostering here is just different. People that follow me here really want to know what my opinions are. People that are watching reaction videos, they just want to watch goddamn reaction, don't care what we have to think. And if we say something outside the narrative, they attack us for it, right? So I don't bother. Say it here. This is my outlet. So I just ended up renting, but that episode it did a number on me. I really, really related to it. And it didn't help knowing that it's so real. Somebody really went through that, and people are still going through that. Just mind your remarks on the internet, man. We're people. Some are don't have the mental fortitude of others, so they just really can't handle it, man. Especially, I think one of my benefits is I'm not a solo person, 100%. So, between director, whatever, there's people to bounce off of and like regather your energy from. That girl also, she didn't have anyone to talk to, which I saw as a true con. No one to talk to. I can hit up Roshi, I can hit up director, like, yo, whatever, haha, laugh it off, move on. But she was so alone, so alone. She didn't have her mother to console her. Her mother tried, but her mother could not relate. So she was just alone, man. Anyways, that's my video. 15 freaking minutes of ranting. Let's see who made it to the end. If you made it to the end of this video, say I made it to the end, so I make sure I give y'all that clap response, man. Because I'm gonna be reading the comments like a sucker. I'm active on Twitter. I'm active on Instagram. I look forward to hearing from you guys later. Rock D Lee. I'm out this mug.